Hi, this is Naviya and you're watching TimesXP. For decades, the Indian American community has been one of the biggest success stories in the United States. Let us talk about from Silicon Valley to boardrooms to hospital universities and research labs, government offices. Indian origin professionals have built a reputation of hard work, education, and economic success in the US. Today, more than 5.4 million people of Indian origin live in the US. They make up roughly around 1.6% of the American population that represent one of the largest and most influential immigrant communities in the country. But in 2026, something has changed. A growing number of Indian Americans say that they feel uncertain about their future in the US. And according to the 2026 Indian American Attitude Survey, which was conducted by the Carnegie Endowment of the International Peace, nearly 40% of Indian Americans have seriously considered leaving the country forever. The reason? Reasons from rage economic concerns, and then political uncertainty to rising social tensions. The survey found that 71% of Indian Americans disapprove of the President Trump's performance. Yes, at the same time, the supporters of Democratic Party and also weakened compared to the previous years. This suggests that many Indian Americans are feeling politically disconnected, with some increasingly looking beyond the traditional two-party system. One of the biggest concerns has been immigration policies. The H-1B visa program, which has helped hundreds and thousands of skilled Indians to build careers in America, became the center of the controversy after Trump administration came and proposed a massive $100K fee on the new H-1B visa petitions. Since more than 70% of Indian nationals receive H-1B visas, the impact was expected to fall heavily on the H-1B visa community, especially on the Indian origins. The proposal triggered concerns on both Washington and New Delhi. Now, Indian officials warned that such measures could separate the families and disrupt the professional careers built over decades. American lawmakers also argued that Indian professionals play a very critical role in technology, artificial intelligence, healthcare, and innovations. At the same time, many Indian Americans report facing the rise in discrimination, hate crimes, racism, and according to Carnegie survey, nearly half of the respondents experienced some form of discrimination during the past years. Many cited of the skin color, religion, national origin, as well as the main reasons is racism. Online abuse then became another growing concern, with many reporting anti-Indian comments and hate speeches across the social media platforms. And yet, despite the challenges, Indian American community continues to make political and economic gains in the US. Now, leaders of the Indian origin became increasingly visible in the public life. Politicians such as Nitya Raman and others of the Indian American origins leaders proving that communities' influence extends far beyond the immigration debates. Experts believe that Indian Americans have integrated into the mainstream American society faster than most immigrant groups could be, especially because of their strong educational and professional backgrounds. While their influence can be seen as across business, political sciences, technology, as well as public services. And at the same time, relationships between India and US are facing the new tests. Trade disputes, tariff tensions, immigration debates, as well as geopolitical tensions and challenges have created uncertainty over and over again. However, both countries remain deeply connected through the economic interest, strategic cooperations, as well as people-to-people ties. So, the story of Indian Americans in 2026 is not simply about just immigration. It is now more about identity, belongingness of the opportunities, and the future of most intense immigration societies, while most importantly, successful immigrant communities in the modern Americans, which are obviously Indians. Now, the challenge is real. The debates are growing louder. But one thing will remain clear, that Indian American story is still being written, and it is the next chapter could shape both America's and India's future together to come.